What does midlife look like? This is something you would be wondering and wanting to know deeper what it is exactly. Often in the early 40s to early 50s, an individual is confronted with their mortality and that half your life is over. You feel, what have I done? More than half of my life is over. As a result, you try to make sense of your present and how it relates to your past and your future. You want to know where you stand today. How did you land to today? What did you do in your past? How do I take it forward from here? How do I create future goals? What do I do? So this is the time when you feel like readjusting your goals, and definitely you have to make peace with your past, which is a challenge by itself, because you're into a spiral of thoughts of I wish I had done this in a particular manner, I wish I hadn't taken this decision, or I wish I had taken the other decision. If I would have done that, I wouldn't have been here, or I would have done that, I wouldn't have been here. You keep putting yourself into this chaotic state of mind. You ask your question all the time. Am I enough? Have I done right? What have I done right? Could have I done better? Because you have reached the center stage of your life. It's your midlife, right? You're in your 40s and 50s. So sometimes you cannot answer this question with true honesty, because you're in a very vulnerable mindset. You don't know how you're going to answer this honestly. And if you answer it honestly, it hurts your heart, because you can't change. You can't change your past. You can't do anything. Your past, whatever you have done, has brought you to where you are today. And from here, you have to take the road to the future. So, in this chaotic spiral mindset, you tend to take impulsive decisions, or you may take a rash decision because you cannot cope with what has happened in the past. And you're so agitated with your own self that you feel, no, I could have been smarter, I could have been wiser, I could have done that, I could have done this. So all of this takes you into taking decisions which are very, rash or impulsive, and you just do not put too much of thought to it. You're again into a spiral of going into the future, also the similar way what has brought you to the present. Hence, this is the time to have some serious self-reflection, serious adjustments, serious resetting of your goals. That is one very important part of your midlife, because from here, whatever years you have, 20, 30 years you have with yourself, you want it the way you would have wanted it to be. So you have to learn to heal. You have to learn to take yourself forward from here with a very calm, clear mind. Not go into regrets about your past. Midlife is all about physiological, emotional, as well as societal pressures on you. So now when I say physiological, it comes to the hormonal changes that we all have. Now the big words, estrogen, progesterone, these are different hormones which got activated during adolescence, where again, at that time we did not know how to handle ourselves, because it plays havoc in our bodies and you don't know how to handle it. In your 40s and 50s, with the decline of these same hormones, again it plays havoc and you don't know how to handle it. So which causes, reduces your energy levels, causes mood swings, interferes with your sleep, creates anxiety, maybe decreases interest in things which you used to enjoy earlier. So these are a few physiological changes. Again, they play, a very, what do I say, on your mind. They impact your mind a lot, because again, it's very difficult to face these changes. You've been robust, you've been at it, you've been, setting goals for yourself, running around, doing your best, and suddenly you don't feel up to yourself to do everything as you used to do earlier. Accepting that is a challenge by itself. So in midlife, when your hormonal levels decrease, definitely you have this one challenge which you face, which puts you into an emotional spiral, or an emotional stage where you start doubting your own self. You start wondering whether you are really good enough, or you could have done, you can do better. What am I losing out on? What is happening to my life? I'm losing control over my life. Especially if you have lost a near and dear family member. That person won't come back. You can't control that. So you lose control over that situation. Maybe you've experienced some trauma. Again, you couldn't control that situation. You didn't know what to do. Children have left the home. Another impression on your mind. So it plays, again, your emotions up and down. You don't know how to cope with all of this. It really hits you and could put you into a depressive kind of a state of mind, where you're very unhappy. You're not feeling good about anything. No day you wake up feeling happy and energetic. Maybe you just don't want to get out of bed. Maybe you don't want to face that day. You just don't know how to change that particular day. You feel so helpless. There may be times when you may be even questioning your existence. Why am I here? What am I doing here? Or you may question the choices that you have made. All this is a very natural occurrence happening in our midlife. Societal, as I said, is that society always has some preference for the younger people somewhere, where they believe that, when you're in your 30s, they would want them to be energetic employees who can just, run around, face the challenges. I don't know why they believe that once you grow older and, you may not be able to face those challenges. But because according to me, with more wisdom, knowledge, and experience, definitely we are better equipped to face those challenges. But that's the impression, but which I can see lately has been changing a lot. I love the way positively everybody's looking at aging. Aging comes with grace, dignity, and they look at person who's aging with a very different eye. They can see the wisdom through their eyes. I can see that change. I can feel that change. So a little bit it is there. That's a part of how we live in this society. So that is again what we would say about midlife. So midlife is again a time when you said, what does it look like? How do you know it is midlife? It is the time when you're questioning your own self. You feel fulfilled or unfulfilled in life. If you feel fulfilled in a happy space, perfect. But if you feel you've done too much, I've done so much all my life that I'm tired, that exhaustion or a burnout comes during midlife. And the unfulfilled feeling is that I've done so much, but I haven't been able to achieve what I had wanted to achieve. So the regrets. There is a lot of nostalgia of the past. I was this, I was that, I could have done that. And, if you were in a leadership role, or you were a team, heading a team, or if you were you held some position. So probably just keeping on going back into the past. There are times when you feel boredom, life looks meaningless to you. There are times when you just constantly compare yourself to others. Nobody's seen behind the curtains of other people's lives. We can only see one side. And we hold on to that one side saying, wow, only we can see that, and we hold on to it. But that is not the case, right? And a lot of intense feelings of regret, of the decisions, of the choices, of maybe your partner, maybe your family, maybe anything. Because you're not accepting your past. You're not making peace with your past. You're constantly have that feeling of ifs and buts. If I could do this, if I had made that choice, if I had done this, if I had done that. That makes you feel so unhappy. You get into a spiral of emotion, which again takes you towards taking rash and emotional decisions. And you further go into the whirlpool of unhappiness, unfulfilled desires. It's very simple. You have to just accept the past. Enjoy the present. Look forward to the future. I know it sounds very rosy and very nice and oh wow, perfect, easy for you to say. Yes, but that should be the goal of our life. Especially in midlife, when we know the finiteness of our lives, we have to look forward to leading a very abundant and peaceful and happy life. If we have just to make that switch in our thought, I'm sure we can work towards it and, work towards a very happy life. It's a little bit of work, self-work to be done, not very difficult to achieve. Taking it forward to how does midlife look like? Again, there are times when you have aches and pains in your body which cannot be identified. You have no clue why is your body hurting. Why do you have digestive problems? Why do you have a headache? Why do you have muscle pain? These are all psychosomatic pains. Because of your mindset, because of your thought pattern, you are into that spiral where you're just, having a lot of negative thoughts. You're emoting a lot of negative emotions, which has a very strong impact on your body. With no reason you would have pains. There is a lot of irritability and anger as well. So all of this arises just from our thoughts. Feelings of guilt and worthlessness. Again, our thoughts, right? So why should you feel guilty and worthless? Because again, you're going into your past and you feel, I haven't done anything. I have reached here. I have just 20, 30 years to live. I may have just 15 years to live. What have I done of my life? And you're just into that regret. Those negative thoughts, those behavioral thoughts, thoughts and those, your patterns actually have an impact on your body, have an impact on your feelings, have an impact which show in your body's symptoms. That's when you get tearful, uncontrollable emotions. And again, that leads to a lot of change in your body as well, and it even leads to anxiety. Your sleep pattern changes. All of this is so interrelated that, one thought leads to one kind of a body symptom. All of this integrates into our systems and it shows out on our body, in our behaviors, in our thought patterns. Now, midlife is all about a person questioning their identity. That's when I call it midlife identity. Because you're questioning your identity. You have just left your young adulthood. Midlife is all about resolving and making peace with one's life as it has been, as your past has been. Whatever you have come till today, you have to just make peace with it. And then you go forward, look at the changes that you want to make and get satisfaction out of life. Create a life readjust, reinvent, set new goals, self-reflect, and make those changes to go into the future so that you can build and leave a legacy. Yes, that's what midlife identity is all about. If you have any queries, you have any questions, please do leave a voice message. I would love to answer your questions and get back to you, and we could discuss about midlife identity. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Stay tuned stay tuned for more on midlife identity.